Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Take 5 with Thannees. Today, we are going to highlight to you that the restrictions of the deductibility of payments made to a Labuan company will still apply notwithstanding whether the substance requirement of the Labuan company has been met. So currently, under Section 39(1)(r) of the Income Tax Act, there is a restriction on the deductibility of any payments. So there is a 25% restriction for lease payments and interest payments, and a 97% restriction on all other types of payments made to a Labuan company. But if the Labuan company has not complied with the substance requirement prescribed by the Ministry of Finance, this restriction under Section 39(1)(r) will not be applicable to them. But moving forward from 1st January 2021 onwards, regardless of whether the Labuan company has complied with the substance requirement, this same restriction on the deductibility of payment will apply. So what does this mean? It means that from 2021 onwards, if the Labuan company do not meet the substance requirement, it will be taxed at 24% under the Labata instead of the usual 3% or 0%. But this doesn't mean that the payments made by the Malaysian resident company to the Labuan company will be allowed a 100% deduction. The Finance Bill 2021 clearly states that this restriction will still apply even though the Labuan company is being taxed at 24%. However, the Labuan Investment Committee has already clarified that there are certain payments that will not be affected in the change in law. So these are: number 1, payments made to a Labuan International Commodity Trading Company; number 2, payments made by a resident general insurer to a Labuan reinsurer; number 3, payments made to a Labuan entity which has elected to be taxed under the Income Tax Act; and number 4, payments by a Labuan entity taxed under the Income Tax Act to another Labuan entity taxed under the Labuan Business Activity Tax Act. So, if your Labuan company cannot meet the substance requirement, maybe you can consider to elect it for it to be taxed under the Income Tax Act instead of the Labuan Business Activity Tax Act, so that any Malaysian residents that are making payments to this company will not be subject to the restrictions under the Income Tax Act. But please be aware that once you have already decided to make the change to be taxed under the Income Tax Act, you can no longer be taxed under the Labuan Business Activity Tax Act in the future anymore. So that is all the time we have for today. We hope that you enjoyed this episode of Take 5 with Thannees. And please tune in next time for more tax updates with us. Thank you and see you soon. Bye.